as we've been talking about over the last few weeks, really. As you might remember, that when we're trading down here, I said as long as trade below the April 22nd high, we should probably trade lower. We did go lower, but then the market went up. Unfortunately, spiked above that level. But then when it was quite clear that we were going to trade lower, and we on May 2nd and May 3rd, I said that as long as trade below this high, we're probably going to go down. We went up again, tested that level, but remained below that high, and now moving away. And it's going lower, but let's not get too excited. It's quite difficult to trade a market that doesn't really move too much. I do think we're gonna trade lower, and I want to remain bearish below 112.65. And of course, if we swing to the upside to 112.23 again, I think people are gonna look to sell. Here's the pound versus the USD, and the market continues to trade lower and lower. And we're now just above this major high here, and we started to see a change in the trend in the markets, as you probably noticed yourselves. Before, markets would not really move, euro dollar being sort of the biggest one that doesn't move, but Aussie dollar is down significantly and not really doing really good, going towards that target I've been talking about over the last few weeks as well. The few times I did show you New Zealand dollar setups as well, I said that's probably going to head lower. That's been working out quite good as well. And maybe GBP USD is also going to start to sort of trade aggressively lower. I'm not really sure, but it definitely is bearish, and I want to continue to be bearish. But we're very close to reach that low here, the February 14th low, and I personally think this is like the oversold. But the way this is looking right now, I think it's going to try to trigger all the stop losses here, so we might have slightly more weakness here. But we'll see. I mean, if I was short, given the ideas I shared with you here, then I would probably look to book profit soon. Close half at least. That's what I would have done. Now, if you look at this is the 4-hour chart, and I'm remaining bearish. So the question is from which level? Well, here, 129.26, and I think we can probably lower this a tiny bit. You see that low here from April 25th. I think if we go back up to that level, people are going to try to short sell. So the level here where I would be bearish from is pretty much 28.42. That's where I would be starting to turn bearish from, that level there. See if I can highlight that level. Actually, I'm going to lower this trend finding level a tiny bit as well to 29.17. So probably going to go up. And then we just need to look to the left. Where's the next support level? Is down here. So that will be 126.73. That could be a target after not after a pullback, but the next level if we take out this level here. I'm very reluctant though to short, because yesterday, for example, we had over the last few days had a strong decline and then strong decline, and then here, yesterday. The market had declined quite significantly, but didn't even decide to trade upwards. Rather, decided just to trigger all those stop loss orders, and the market continued as people are selling in panic, and is now trying to do the same. I personally think the market is a little bit greedy here, that it doesn't want to pull back, and there's a genuine risk that eventually what's going to happen here is that it's going to be it's going to try to shake out the people that are adding positions here at the very end of the move, potentially the end of the move, most likely the end of the move. Here is the dollar versus the Japanese yen, and the dollar versus Japanese yen remains bearish below 110.11. There's no real change here. Stock markets rallied quite strongly yesterday, but today they're moving away from the highs as we discussed. And hopefully we can continue to trade lower. There's no reason here to reduce the stop loss just yet, but maybe when we trade below yesterday's low, potentially can reduce the stop loss just a tiny bit to today's high. So this is the S&P. So the S&P 500 unfortunately moved all the way up and unfortunately traded above that level. That would have been if you would have put your stop loss just exactly above that level. But looking at this today, we remain below that high. So there's no change to the outlook. We are moving lower as I was projecting, and I'm going to remain bearish. As for the German DAX, unfortunately, this market traded just way too strong, and it took out that trend finding level. So we reached the sell zone, and then going down a little bit, and then we push straight through. There's nothing we can do here, just accepting the loss. Going forward, I'm not 100% certain what is sort of the best course of action. But I think the market is slightly bullish. I mean, it is short-term bullish, about 11,842.8. But I have quite a negative outlook for the S&P 500. And given the sort of what's going on in the world, and it's not just here, load it yourself on your charts. Check out the French stock market. You have potentially a massive head and shoulders. You have the China A50, which I showed you before as well. And that one as well is creating a major head and shoulder. You have these tariffs that are not going to go away anytime soon. I was reading some headlines today. According to Bloomberg, China has no interest to speak with the United States right now. So that needs to cool down first, then they're going to go back talking potentially. But the way things are looking right now, it's not really gonna. It's not really working out for either side here. And unfortunately, the world economy is stuck like in the middle there. Um, so, yeah. So I don't think that's gonna help, stocks anytime soon. In fact, if everything goes as through, we should be trading lower. And then technically, okay, not the most bearish setting here, but still bearish setting as long as you're below 2,891. As for crude gold prices, sorry. So gold prices are a bit, unfortunately, they trade below my trend finding level. And they sort of settled here. No one really bothered to buy them, even though we're above that high from May 13th. And fortunately, it's like this. You try to go with the trend and sort of try to figure out, let's go with the flow. For example, I remember down here was quite choppy. Actually, I remember this very well. This was very, very choppy. This is in the beginning of last year. And then I said when we trade below here, we probably going to trade down to this level here. And we did move all the way down, and we had actually a very, very nice trend. But then here it started to turn choppy. So from here, you need to be a bit careful. And I was quite careful from here. However, here from December, I said, look at this inverse head and shoulders, and then we took out these levels, and then suddenly we had a nice trend to work with, and we worked with a section here, which made perfect sense. I think went all the way up, and then a little bit here as well. And what we did as well is that we sort of said, okay, this trade a lot much lower. Let's turn bearish, and we're bearish here for a while, and then it just turned choppy. And here I just turned bullish, right? And now that not really work out. Unfortunately, it's like that. By the end of a move, you try to go long, or you try to go short. Doesn't work. You try to go long, it doesn't work. You don't make any money on that. You can see the chart is very difficult. Then you try to go short. Well, didn't make any money on that either. Then suddenly, you understand that you are trading sideways in a sideways market, and because of that, you just take a step back. That's what I like to do. So looking this day, we are within that range, right? And there's no real reason to assume that we're gonna break here anytime soon. So I wouldn't get too excited. In fact, this market, I would just ignore it. I think we need to take out this high, which is at 1303.67. Alternatively, we take out 1266.39. So it's probably gonna converge there, and then hopefully some big fireworks. As for crude oil prices, unfortunately as well, they traded higher, and they took out this high here, which was my trend defining level. Now the market here, I mean, if you look at it from a 6 hour, it looks a little bit like it looks a bit like a range, a rectangle pattern like, and I think we can actually lift this a little bit like that. So it suggests a $2 move. So maybe we'll go a little bit higher like that, but I think if we look at it from a bigger picture perspective, look at the daily. So when we were trading up here, I guess we could have argued, well, it's moved up quite a bit. Maybe we need to move down a little bit. And when we're down here, I definitely felt that, okay, we declined quite sharply and we could probably go upwards. And not only that, we even had a head and shoulders pattern here that suggested the same. This one you might remember. However, where we are right now in the current junction, maybe we'll reach that high and that take profit level from that head and shoulders, but we're relatively close to it, and this by itself is neither really overbought because we're not very close to last year's high, and it's also not very oversold because we're not close to last year's low. We're pretty much stuck in the middle here. So it's probably like the average level or fair level for this market, and which means tells me there's no reason here really to anticipate any major move here. So it's probably gonna be choppy for longer, and it's no point of doing anything here. So that little move here, I would not trust it. Let it converge, let it trade tighter for longer, and then we'll have that explosion of energy. And I think that's pretty much it. I think we covered all of the markets. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I just put them in the chat box. As well, 11 people watching, just one like. So don't forget to hit that like button, guys. If you are subscribing, please hit that like button. And if you're not subscribing, make sure that you do subscribe. It will give you notifications, and and what's quite neat is these videos up here. So this is our channel, and these videos up here, front row, there's no specific time when I do them. I can only know that I try to do them just before lunch or after lunch, because otherwise the office gets really busy and you have people running around in the background here. So what I try to do there is try to cover markets that I haven't covered here, or go a little bit more deeper into an idea. And if you want to have notifications of those markets, then it's good if you subscribe, because then you can listen to that little bell button and you get emails about well, channels like ours which you have subscribed to. Okay, and as well, you can always say hello as well. So we have John Mitchell. So John Mitchell asks if I'm bearish on the FTSE 100. Let's take a look at the FTSE 100. So this is the FTSE 100, and it does sure looks like it's creating a head and shoulders. And this is not unique just for the FTSE. Check out the CAC 40, check out the China A50. They're all telling you the same thing. So on a break to 7149, then this is probably going to trade lower. In fact, this is a very nice and beautiful head and shoulders. So I'm going to add a little alert on that one, so I get a SMS when and if the price trades below that level. When you see this market, you see other markets like the French stock market, which I did a video on yesterday, by the way. Yesterday I did a video, which is this one. These markets could be ready for some big moves. Check that out. I talk about 4 markets that on the weekly look to me that they're going to have potentially some very, very nice moves over the next few months. And now, this is the CAC 40. And can you tell the difference between the CAC 40 and the FTSE? Hardly. So this is your left shoulder, and then this is your right shoulder, and up here is your head. So here, I think, take out the low term bearish. Again, FTSE 100. Similar pattern, right? So the difference here between high and low is 5.23%, or 374 points. So the next step here is just to keep this market under observation. I like to put these alerts. With most brokers, you can put alerts, you get emails, and the platform is gonna give you some notification, a pop-up, and then I just wait. When I do my analysis of my markets, I'm not stuck to just one individual market. I actually look at all the different prices and markets that my broker offers. Now, this is not all of them. In fact, oh, this is just one section of it. You can see that little slider here. It's up here. This one can be pulled all the way down. So I'm looking at about 100 markets. I think last time I did a count, it was about 120 markets. And then out of these 120 markets, I tried to figure out, okay, which are the best 5 ones. And then I put some alerts on some other ones. And then I just look at them throughout the week. And then maybe I get 1 or 2 markets triggering. And then I go through the whole list, usually every weekend. And then if I don't do it on the weekend, I do it on Monday. and then usually a midweek. It really depends. If my list is small, I will go through more often. But if my list is big, and I'm watching like 10 different pairs, then obviously there's no point going through everything again, because I already have enough, and then I just wait, and then I trade maybe 3.5 times per week, um, at most. Okay, I don't think we have. See if we have any questions. Okay, so we don't have any more questions, so we're gonna wrap things up. So, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me this morning, and I would appreciate if you like the video, and really appreciate if you can share it. That would be amazing. You can share the individual video, or you can just share the channel. The link for the channel is youtube.com, and then it's ATFX UK. It's really important that you support if you like it, and I know that you guys like it. In general, it's like 84, 73, 97, 100 views per session or per episode. So people do like it, and it's same with these things here. So make sure you like them, and make sure you support us. There's so many people out there doing similar stuff, and if you like it, it's really important that you support them. Um, okay, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're looking for very good spreads and coaching by me as well, then check out atfx.com. I offer free coaching for people to open up real accounts with ATFX. There are many reasons to sign up with them. They are far more competitive than most of the brokers in the UK, and have lower spreads, lower rollovers, and then they have me. So check it out, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.